Who built the moon?
The last few years a topic that fascinates me the most is the one that every night hanging over our heads, all visible, but no one thinks about the strangeness of this body that we call the moon. Just this visibility so fascinating, but often think about how easy it is to hide the biggest things. Once you get used to them all, and when you get used to a certain way of thinking. For something really strange about the moon. In fact, almost everything. But we will deal with just everything, just something. The term strange is often used for things that are strange only in that they are beyond the scope of what has been learned, otherwise it would not have seemed strange, is not it? The assumption that the moon, for example, man-made for the majority of people have just as much sense as saying that it is made of green cheese. For one thing, the moon is really difficult exception in the solar system because it is a large approximately as a quarter of the Earth. Which makes it, relatively speaking, by far the largest moon in the system when you look at the ratio of the size of months and home planet. Martian months in relation to our moon looks like a slightly larger stones. Gigantic months that follow pop giants Jupiter and Saturn in relation to the parent planet are true dwarfs and much smaller than the moon relative to the Earth. In one astronomy magazine I read the text of the moon, and the author wrote that so perfect a solar eclipse can be attributed to the incredible cosmic coincidence. Maybe it's a coincidence. While we take for granted that the two main bodies of the Earth's sky look the same size, it is really quite a miracle. Most people know very well that the moon is small compared to the sun, but is much closer to us why their drives look the same size. To be more precise, the moon is 4 times less than the central star of our solar system, but its distance from the Earth represents the 400th part, 1/400, distance of Earth from the sun. While the amazing coincidence of 4 figures with the relative size and distance apparently amusing coincidence decimal numbering system, the chance to do such an optical illusion does not come are enormous. Isaac Asimov, an eminent scientist and science fiction guru, described the perfect visual alignment as the most difficult imaginable coincidence. This perfect match lunar and solar disk is a very human perspective because it occurs only from the point of view of the person standing on the surface of the Earth. But the magic of movement of the moon overhead reaching levels that are even more startling. A completely incomprehensible play of nature moon manages to accurately mimic the apparent annual movement of the sun every month. When the sun is low and the weakest, midwinter, the full moon is the brightest, its highest position, and in midsummer, when the sun is brightest in its top position, the moon is at its weakest. Like precisely tuned hours, summer moon follows the path of the sun our winter sky, and vice versa in winter. The moon and the sun go down on the same point of the horizon during the equinoxes, March 21st and 21st September, but the moon will go down to the point opposite the sun on the solstice in December and June. Another cosmic coincidence. It would be easy to dismiss this motion that mimics the sun simply saying that this is a result of the distance of the moon from the Earth and its orbital characteristics. This is what will most scientifically educated people say because it is a matter of course. But what they really say time is this is so because it is so. Of course, it could be, from the usual perspective Nosy speaking, should be just one big coincidence. What else could it be? The relationship of the ratio between the moon and the sun is round number only when using the base 10, if, for example, used a base 8 ratio would be 1 versus 620.
In the following video we will explain the ration of the Earth-Moon. Thanks for watching our video. Please subscribe and share.